First of all, my thoughts and prayers are out to Chris Brito and the K-9 unit and his family, of course, and the entire police department. Last night, during a tragic incident, during an officer-involved shooting, we lost Police Service Dog Rebel. Police Service Dog Rebel had just turned 8 years old about a week and a half ago. He's been with the Albuquerque Police Department for over 5 years, and his handler has been Chris Brito since day one. This is close and personal with me. One, because I was with the K-9 unit for over a decade, both as an officer and as a K-9 sergeant, but I supervised Chris for many years before, promoting to the ranks. However, I was the one that helped choose, Rebel for Chris Brito back in 2020. And I can tell you, from day one, they had a great bond. And it's a special bond that a K-9 handler has with his police service dog. But he tested well. He tested every single characteristic and attribute, everything that we need in a police service dog that we asked for. So my thoughts and prayers are obviously with Chris and his family, because I understand the devotion and all the training that it takes to train a police service dog, but also the time that is spent with the police service dog along with his family. It becomes it's a working dog, but it becomes a family dog. So my thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, and then of course all the officers in the police department. But I can truly tell you that, Police Service Dog Rebel saved lives last night. And he saved lives previously every time he deployed. Chris I had the chance to talk to Chris last night, and obviously I checked in with him today. And he's in good spirits, taking it as best as he could, but I do understand that it has taken a toll on him. But he did everything that he needed to do last night, along with the Police Service Dog Rebel. And just to give you, how much work he's done. In the 5 years, he's been deployed almost 900 times, out there, looking for individuals. He has over 20 apprehensions with injury, where he's caught violent offenders and keeping them off the street, and then also protecting the officers that are out there working with the K-9 unit. And, he's had over 200 apprehensions where they resulted in locations and non-injuries. That is statistically a big, number if you look at it, and how much work that the police service dog has dedicated to not only the police department, but also to the community. So I just wanted to share with you some of those statistics. And then of course, he came from the Netherlands, and, he went through training with Chris, 6-week school, over 5.5 years ago. And every day they trained and they certified, and they have requirements that they have to meet in order to patrol the city of Albuquerque. So, like I said, my heart goes out, to the family, and then obviously to Chris and the officers.
And he was a Malinois, right?
Yes, he was a Belgian Malinois. So
you touched on it a little bit with the family, because it's not just Officer Brito's dog that sits in a kennel at all times. It's actually interacts with the family. What do you think the family's going through?
I know, like, how families, unfortunately I had 2 police service dogs. They both retired, but they also passed away, during their retirement. I feel bad because of all the dedication and work that the dog gets. It's good to have them retire. And, Chris shared a story with me last night, and he's like, man, I was looking to retire him within the next year, to give him that good life. They live a good life anyway, but to give them that, normal home dog life. But, it's very tragic, but to be killed in the line of duty, I think it's something else, because a lot of times the dogs age and they get some sort of illness or cancer. But to be killed in the line of duty, I think it's at another level. So I couldn't imagine. But I know that his family's strong. He's strong, and I know that he has support within the tackle section, but also with the department, and that we understand that we lost a family member of the police department today. So.
And we know it's obviously early in the planning stages, but is there a specific funeral that happens for canines?
So, I mean, this is unfortunately a unique, we've had police service dogs hurt, shot, but, they've been able to survive. This is the first line of duty death of a police service dog. So yes, we are planning some services. We'll get the information out once, they come and we clarify everything. But yes, we need to give a proper send-off and dedication to not only a police service dog, but also to Chris.
And that was going to be part of the question was, I don't remember this ever happening. I remember Lee Hockey's dog many years ago was stabbed by a
Yes.
suspect here in the Maine,
Yeah.
but never one was. So this is the first line of death for an Albuquerque
Yes.
police officer. Canine.
Yes.
Any final thoughts or message to the community? Because I know a lot of the community's dog lovers, and they know the special things that dogs can do.
I think the community always comes and has our back during tough times. So I appreciate that with the support of the citizens of Albuquerque. They always, give us the support, and that's all we could ask for. But other than that, I appreciate, we've had several calls, from different agencies, sending their condolences. So, that's all I could ask is continue our thoughts and prayers, and then continue the support. So, and I appreciate all the citizens of Albuquerque that day in and day out, thank us every day for the jobs that we do, because unfortunately it's a tough line of work that we have to do.